All right, we're going to go into video number 8 now, and again I'm going to go back into the book of Revelation, specifically Revelation chapter 13, dealing with the Antichrist and his signs. Now let's revert all the way back to one of my previous videos from today, when I talked about the education, increased knowledge, and people traveling back and forth. This is a prophecy again from Daniel 12:4, where we know that the last generation would increase in knowledge. Well, it was this increase in knowledge with the computers, like I already told you, that has really advanced our society to the point now where, because of the computers, they've developed chips that are able to put in the hand for identification purposes, and now even to deduct money from your bank account. Now I'm going to play a video for you. You'll be able to hear this video, but you can do a Google search and find this yourself. But the reason why I'm doing this is because there are many people who don't know anything about this, and this is how close we are to the mark of the beast. But listen to what the warning says from Christ and pertaining to what I'm going to show you. It says, and he had the power, and again this is from chapter 13, and I'm going to be reading starting in verse 15. And he had the power to give life unto the image, that the beast of the image, or the image of the beast, should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. I'm going to stop there, because this is a prophecy that there's going to be a false prophet that will hook up with the Antichrist. He is going to set up the image. The image, it says, the image of the beast. In other words, it's going to look just like him. But it says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So there's an image. Something is going to be set up. This exact copy of what he looks like, the Antichrist, will begin to speak, and the people will be forced to worship him. So let me just tell you right now, by the technology that we have, we know that they've already produced androids that look exactly like the people who are producing them. I've seen pictures. I have them on my post. For example, Albert Einstein. They've made an android that looks identical to Albert Einstein. You can't even hardly tell if it's real or not. And he speaks just like Albert Einstein used to speak. And what I'm trying to show you, the technology to be able to set up, they have androids that breathe. They look so real, you really have to take a second look. So this part of the prophecy and the technology that we got from our generation, it is possible that something like this may be set up in the future. But let me go on. And he causes both small and great, rich or poor, free and bond, to receive the mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, say he had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of the name. Here's has wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So Antichrist comes. Antichrist forms some kind of a system. It will be placed in the hand, and this is how you'll be able to buy and sell things. So is it possible? Now, they've already, in my book, I outlined the progression that we've gone through, from cash to checks to credit cards with strips to credit cards with chips on the back of them, getting away from the contactless cards, where you'll have a card that all you do is you tap it and it comes out. Then the hand scanners, the face scanners, and now with chips in the body, in the skin, exactly like the Lord said, they will be a mark in the skin. Now, I'm not saying that the technology that they have in the skin right now is the Antichrist mark, because we know from the scriptures during the tribulation, the people will be forced at that point to take that. Right now, nobody's mandatory in this, but the Antichrist will mandatory this mark. That will be happening during the tribulation period, of which you do not want part of. So now what I'd like to do, I'm going to go in, and they're going to be an explaining in the chip It's in nightclubs that are happening in Europe. They moved into Florida, where they actually put the chip in the hand. And so let her explain this to you. You'll hear the news, and I'll connect the dots for you so that you'll understand that this is already happening. Please pay attention, because this is exactly what the Lord told us was going to happen in the last days.
And leaving a house on a daily basis. Also, remember, this microchip device is implanted into someone's arm, and thieves could actually use a reader to scan the ID in the arm and steal somebody's identity. This, by the way, is called spoofing. Chip, a company that's located about 10 miles north of here in Delray Beach, Florida, they say they have sold about 200 units here in the United States and thousands worldwide. The average price of one of these units ranges between about $150 and $400 per microchip, and insurance does not yet cover it. Apart from the more nefarious kind of Big Brother applications that I've already spoken about, these implantable devices in humans have also been used in nightclubs. Let me just describe to you what this looks like. March 2004, Barcelona, Spain. There's a nightclub, and they hold implant night. So there's a long line of people. There's what looks like a doctor in a white lab coat with a wide gauge syringe, and the people are standing in line. They stick out their arm. He injects one of these implants into their arm, and this is what it allows them to do. Skip the fee at the entrance line, wander in and out of the VIP section, and drink all night with no cash and no credit card. Well, it caught on. This VIP chipping is spread to nightclubs all around the world. First in Rotterdam, Holland, at the Baja Beach Club. Then the Mika nightclub in Miami, and Bar Soba in Edinburgh, Scotland. The whole idea of tracking...
So there you have it. She's giving you the news, real news, of these kinds of chips actually being used today. In the skin, exactly what Jesus said, and it can transmit data, numbers, from the chip so that you will never have to go into your wallet to take out any cash. Now, in the near future, that system, whatever it is, there's many systems that I'm going to show you here that will be able to be used to force the people who are left behind, either you take this or you stop eating. And if you take it, you go to hell. Now, look at, in my book, I have pictures of a person taking one of these chips in the hand. All right? It's just a little syringe. This thing is smaller than a grain of rice now. When it came out about 5 to 7 years ago, it was as large as a grain of rice, and now it's even a lot smaller. But they inject it into the hand with the syringe. It goes into the hand. Here's a picture of my friend, his hands. You see the chip in the hand. Just remember what Jesus Christ said in Revelation chapter 13. In the hand, in the skin, right hand, forehead. And the best place for these chips, we are told by the people who developed this, is through the hand and the forehead. That is not a coincidence. I believe that the pattern is being set. Now, there's also tattoos that you can put into your skin that actually do the same thing. And here's the patent for it, and it tells you a little bit about it. It shows you a diagram that I got the patent from, where they can place it in the skin that it actually deducts from your account. Now, with the new technology that's out, these are different ways of being able to place marks on your skin or in your skin to deduct from your account exactly what the Lord said. But here's one that just came out. I'm going to put that as close as possible that you'll be able to read it, and I'll read it just in case. It says this: the stick-on tattoos go electronic. Through a combination of careful theoretical modeling and precise micro-manufacturing, a team of engineers and scientists have developed a new type of ultra-thin self-adhesive electronics device that can effectively measure data about a human heart, brain waves, and muscle activity, all without the use of a bulky equipment conductive fluids, or glues. The researchers have created a new class of microelectronics with a technology that can they call an epidermal electronic system, or EEC. They have incorporated miniature sensors, light-emitting diodes, tiny transmitters and receivers, and networks of carefully crafted wire filaments into their integrated designs. The technology is presented along with initial measurements that researchers captured using the EEC in a paper led by author Dae-Hyun Kim of the University of Illinois and colleagues in the August 12, 2011 issue of Science. And here's a picture of what it looks like. And there's videos that you can actually see on YouTube that have it. It looks like a little piece of plastic, clear paper. You put it on your skin, you take it off, and you have this transmitter in your skin right there, just like a tattoo. And it can measure a lot of your body parts, what's happening, as they said, with your heart rate and whatnot. But it's already here. This kind of technology is already here, and it's right along the same line as what Christ was talking about in the skin. So is it a coincidence now that we have the technology to be able to put a little chip, get a little needle, just like this, and it only takes about 13 seconds. You put it in there, you put the thing in, then when you go into these nightclubs like she was talking about in Rotterdam, you go in, there's a scanner, you go like this in front of the scanner when you walk into the bar, and your picture comes up with your information on it. You go to the bar, you get a drink, you get scanned, your money's automatically deducted out of the account. Now, if you were in the tribulation and you walked into that bar and they're going to ask you, do you have the mark? And if you have the mark, you'll be able to scan it. Information will come up on the screen. You'll be able to drink. You'll be able to have a good time, drink yourself to oblivion. But if you don't have the mark and you go like this, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to know that the information wasn't in your skin, and you're going to know that you refused to take that mark. And number two, you're going to also know that you better run real quick, because not only did you refuse to take it, but they're going to be coming after you. So as soon as you go in to try to get some food or get a drink, you're going to be spotted out, and they're going to go after you. We know that for sure, because Revelation chapter 20 verse 4 tells us that they're going to behead anybody who refuses the mark. Not a pretty sight. You can miss all of this, by the way. And the way that you can miss it all is by giving your life to Jesus Christ. Give your life to Jesus Christ. And in closing, pestilence, disease. We see that in Luke 21:11. Here we are, the Bahamas. The Bahamas has now broken a record for the number of dengue fever cases reported during the yearly seasonal outbreaks. More than 1,500 confirmed. Here's another article about the Africa famine, the UN facing cholera epidemic. This article just came out in August the 13th. And cases of acute diarrhea, an important indicator of the risk of cholera, are now at 4,273 in Somalia, an 11% rise in the last week's WHO reported figure of 3,839. People, please pay attention. The drug wars, Revelation 9:21, the Lord said our generation would be known as the drug generation. And there's news all over the internet. Major news showing us Mexico, for example, major problems with drug. This one person is responsible for 300 killings, drug-related killings, the cartels. It's all part of prophecy, the drug generation, the increased knowledge generation. It was us. Please pay attention to what the Holy Spirit is telling you.